This is News 6 Tonight.
Oh, can you believe it's already Wednesday?
Hump day.
Hump day. If you're old like us, you'll know what we're talking about. Glad to have you with us on News 6 Tonight. A casual, conversational, deeper dive into your local news in Florida. I'm Matt Austin.
And I'm Ginger Gadsden. We are talking about some of the stories that they make headlines across Florida, but we do a deeper dive into the stories that are local. But today we're starting with a story we talked about earlier this week. It's out of Jacksonville, so it's not super or hyper local, but it is a story that people around the state and around the country, actually, it made nightly news, the CBS Evening News, today and this week. It's out of Jacksonville. It's the young man. I know you've seen it because the video has gone viral. He was involved in a traffic stop. Yeah, he's 22 years old. The traffic stop happened in February, and he just released his cell phone video, because he was recording it. But today we're seeing body cam video. Earlier this week we saw body cam video. Today we're actually hearing from McNeil, his mom and his stepdad. They had a press conference, and for the first time we're hearing his and their side of the story. So we want to play you a little bit of that. Our community correspondent, Jana Manahalal, did a report this afternoon.
Exit the vehicle now.
I was really just scared. And that's it.
This is the first time we're hearing from 22-year-old William McNeil Jr. since the video of his arrest went viral via social media.
Exit the vehicle.
The day I seen that video, I couldn't finish it past the window breaking.
To see that, it's a hurting feeling.
Conference comes just a day after the Jacksonville Sheriff Department released body cam footage of the initial arrest.
What's your reason? Step out now. All right.
Jacksonville officer DJ Bowers pulled William from his car on February 19th for not having his headlights on during inclement weather and not wearing
a seatbelt was the rest of that. And they have hired an attorney, that family, Ben Crump, who we all know very well. And they are calling for that the arresting officer to lose his job, to be fired. And we all know this story could have had a different outcome. And I turn my head every time I see that window break and get punched. So I understand how his mom says, it took me a long time to watch the entire thing, because it is very hard to watch, and then him being pulled out of the car. But what you have to know is we don't know what led up to that. They had said many times, please get out of the car, roll your window down. His window doesn't work, so he opened the car door, which is why you see him doing that.
And they did release the body cam video, and we did see an officer outside, or deputy I should say, outside that window saying over and over again, you're under arrest, roll down your window, open your door. And when the officer first walks up, he cracks his door open and he says, why are you pulling me over? And he says, because it's inclement weather, you have to have your lights on and you don't have a seatbelt on. And he's like, what are you talking about? Like, it's not raining at the time. So
we get to see a lot of that video. But the thing The officer is on paid leave, which is not unusual. Yeah, it's standard protocol. But we also learned a little bit more about that officer. This is the second time in 6 months. This case happened in February. That happened in February. But this is the second time in 6 months that he has come under review or question for some of his actions. And we have some video from something that happened at a football game. Yeah, a football game.
This is the second time in less than 6 months that this officer has gone viral for his use of force. Body camera video shows Bowers again, this time helping arrest Walter Brown. That arrest also drew backlash for what many viewed as excessive force. JSO later said Bowers followed all protocols and charges against him were dropped.
Okay, so it wasn't a Jags game. It was a Georgia-Florida game. And this was November of 2024. And what you don't see on that is that the man that they're trying to arrest had apparently threatened a stadium worker, was using racial slurs, threatened officers, and then reached for an officer's gun. So that kind of escalated there. And the sheriff is saying that he followed proper protocol and he did not, there was no further action taken.
And they analyzed this situation as well. I will say in the initial report, it does not mention the 2 punches being thrown in the video. But in that previous arrest, he punched that guy a bunch of times, you could see, and everything worked out fine for him. And in this video, he punches the young man in the face and then gets him out, punches him again, brings him to the ground, chips a tooth. The kid says 22-year-old man, I should say, he says he had a concussion from this whole thing. So this isn't going anywhere right now. We'll have to see what happens with it. Looks like a civil suit might be coming on this.
Yeah, we'll of course continue to follow it because it's of great interest for the people of Florida.
All over the place. Yeah, it's hard video to watch no matter who you are. So now let's shift gears to what's probably the nerdiest robbery in the history of Florida.
Is it though?
Is that safe to say?
No.
So there's this crime spree happening for Pokemon cards.
Who knew?
Who knew Pokemon cards were so valuable? I guess I'm in the wrong parts of the internet. The people stealing them know. So $25,000 worth of Pokemon cards. If you'd asked me before today, how much is $25,000? I would have told you a Costco filled with Pokemon cards would not be worth $25,000.
You'd be wrong.
I would be absolutely wrong. Our own Molly Reed, community correspondent, she covered this story for us today. Here's a little piece of that.
There's glass everywhere, cards everywhere.
Surveillance video shows the thief run into gem mint cards with a hood, mask, and gloves on while carrying a plastic tub. They can then be seen behind the counter filling the tub with cards and collectibles. The store's alarm blared, but when DeLand police got here, the suspect had already taken off.
Overall, what would you say this was probably worth that he took?
$25,000, $30,000 that quick, yeah.
That's crazy.
So police are now searching the basements of
mothers' homes.
40-year-old men who are living at in their mother's basements. I'm sorry, I had to make that joke. But I was surprised. I went into a little rabbit hole with this today. Yeah. Pokemon cards. I was doing some research. Somebody walked by and goes, Matt, are you looking at Pokemon cards?
I mean, you have to. You got to figure out the story.
I got to research for the 9 p.m. show. Yeah. I appreciate News 6 Tonight here. So the most expensive Pokemon card ever.
We researched the same thing.
Did we really?
Logan Paul.
Okay, Logan Paul did buy. No, I think I have a different one. This is the Pikachu Illustrator.
Yeah, Logan Paul bought that in 2021 for a little more than $5 million. That's
Get out of my head.
It's in the Guinness Book of World Records as the most expensive Pokemon card.
The next most expensive one's $400,000. We have a map I think we can bring up of this is not just a one-off. Okay, people are robbing these Pokemon.
That's crazy.
Where do you buy a Is there a Pokemon card? Is it like a baseball card shop that sells these as well, or they're mainly Pokemon cards?
I'm going to ask you to know your audience because I'm not it.
I don't know. I don't know either. I feel like this is one of those stories that makes me feel old.
Look at how many robberies have happened across the country and how much they've gotten away with. There was something called Pokemon Go that was really active for a while, and they had like 55 million active users, and it hit its height in 2016 where it had 232 million users.
I played some of that. That was an app.
Yeah, but that's different. But these cards are something else, right?
They are. Some people are really into them.
I would have never known. And that guy, he was cool as a cucumber because the alarm's going off and he knows exactly what he's going for. I assume it looked like a guy.
Slid right in.
And just got right out.
Right out.
So if you
cool
see
as a cucumber. I bet nobody's ever said that to him before. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so now speaking of cool, something that's not cool. The weather has been really hot. We've been running the AC 24/7. You know, we have this discussion all the time. I keep the AC in my house when I'm home and asleep at 68.
It's Arctic in your house.
That's the best way to do. But FPL is saying they have so many more customers. They're getting something like 335 more customers through the end of 2029. So that's going to raise their cost, so that cost has to be passed along to you. Our community correspondent, Catherine Silver, talked about what this could mean for your future bills.
Electric bills could be going up in the next 4 years. How much? Here's the breakdown directly from America's largest utility. A bill that's just over $134 now could be $142 in 2026. Add another $6 the following year and more the next. By 2029, a family could be paying about $18 more for their electricity.
And I know for some people they say that doesn't sound like a lot, but that's just on average. And then
most people don't have a $134 bill right now.
No.
That's like a one-bedroom apartment.
Exactly. It's way more than that. The last time I looked at my bill, and I just stopped looking because I just hand it to my husband now. It's
Handle
like,
this.
just take care of it. It is ridiculous. It's
Mine
a lot,
too.
and I don't even have FPL. But for the people who use FPL, their bills are going to continue to go up because more people are, they've got to expand the grid. They have to make sure the infrastructure is there for people, and that's something you cannot be without electricity, and you certainly cannot be without AC here in the state of Florida.
I understand all of get the grid bigger, and you have more customers, and you have to expand. That's being a business. The inflation, it drives me crazy. How every business raises prices now and says inflation. If you look at inflation numbers, it's not that big of a percentage right now. It has leveled out, and we're still seeing these businesses pull this inflation card, which can drive you crazy.
You know what? It reminds me of gas prices. As soon as AAA says something like, oh, it's the summer travel season, now the gas that's already in the ground and has been there for 2 weeks, all of a sudden it goes up 20 cents. I'm like, you paid for this already.
Right. I love when they get out the winter blend.
I want the new gas to cost more, not this old gas in the ground.
Exactly. All right, you know what else is inflated? The garbage at one campsite. We're going to talk about a homeless camp that they pulled literally tons of garbage out of after the break. Glad to have you back with us. News 6 tonight as we are tackling all sorts of topics this evening. I don't know, Ginger, if you've ever been to a homeless camp. Have you ever seen the inside? I mean, we've reported on them a few times.
Yeah, I've reported on them when I lived in Tampa, and we did one in St. Pete, but it was because they needed a place to stay, and they were so neat. It was like a tent city, and they were very respectful.
But one of the hard things about being in a homeless camp is you don't have somebody come to pick up your trash.
No, you don't.
Sometimes a nice, kind person or business will donate a dumpster so they can all. But one of the big issues is there's all this trash laying around. There's no water, so there's no porta potties for them to use the restroom.
There's no infrastructure.
Yeah. So these folks are just trying to live, and so there's this tough mix of some people say get them off the land, other people say they're people too, and where are they going to be if they're not here? A woman in a homeless camp was just arrested because she had 14,000 pounds of trash.
Just her.
That was just her. They found this camp, they were breaking it up, and then they said, hey, you have a week to get out, which this woman could have never moved.
Where is she going to go?
Of trash. But some of the stuff, they said it was a large-scale environmental hazard. I'm talking buckets of human waste, drug paraphernalia around. So she ended up getting arrested for trespassing and littering. I think we have a picture of some of
it just wasn't a safe situation for her or anyone around her. And that, that's just a small picture of what was going on at the time.
And they will put up wooden walls. You'll almost see a structure like a house. Some of them will build tree houses out there. So you understand that it's a tough issue. You understand she's looking for a place to live. I don't understand how a homeless person accumulates 14,000 pounds of trash.
I mean, I think they just, they go out all the time and they're trying to find things just to maintain some semblance of a normal life. Yeah, exactly. And where are you going to take it to if you decide you're not going to use it? You just leave it right where you are because that's where you live. So you feel sad for those people.
Absolutely.
And you want the best for them, but you can't have that kind of biohazard facility next to anyone.
Somebody owns the land, and you can't have that going on.
And it's not safe or healthy for her either.
No,
so
it's just one of those situations where there's just not too many good options.
No, there's not.
Now
but
she's in jail.
I know, but she'll hopefully we'll get some help.
Let's hope.
Speaking of getting help, this is my favorite story today. It comes out of Brevard County, and we just want to start the video so we can tell you what's going on here. It's a dolphin rescue. Someone noticed that a dolphin swimming with its calf had some fishing line or some line from a crab trap, around its tail, and you can see the people here. They're trying to get it out. This was Sunday. They got a call, someone from the Brevard County Sheriff's Office. It says Leo Cross, a volunteer with Hub's SeaWorld Research Institute, and this is a bottlenose dolphin. And they say the poor thing was in distress. And this is at the Max Brewer Causeway. If you're familiar with that area, a lot of people like to go to that area to watch the beautiful launches in Brevard County. Yeah. The dolphin was swimming with her calf and somehow became entangled in the lines of a crab trap. And you can see them all doing their best. And you never know what's going to happen when you're dealing with a wild animal. But they eventually got it free. And it swam away with its little calf. But what I love that they did is they watched it for a while to make sure it wasn't in distress and that it could still take care of its baby. And they also pulled up those crab lines so the more wildlife couldn't get caught up in it. So great job by the Brevard County Sheriff's Office guys and the guys with the Research Institute who noticed it and got some help.
Yeah, pretty amazing that someone was able to notice it. And that little calf, have you ever seen a dolphin calf?
It's the cutest
God, they're the cutest things ever. Dolphin calves and bulldogs are the cutest creatures on planet Earth, and I include my own babies in that.
Oh my
They're
gosh,
incredible.
You're human babies.
Human babies. They're even more cute. So I was interested because the crab traps, you don't really think of crab traps being around Florida. I think of that being up kind of in the Northeast or something, but apparently people put out crab traps for blue crab, and there are a lot of regulations you have to deal with for Florida Fish and Wildlife. And those traps, they have to have a registration number, name, address. So they picked it up. I don't know how you know where to put.
It's got to have some markings.
Those traps. Yeah. I guess you can maybe just stick them anywhere as long as the water's deep enough, or you think you can catch a crab. But
I mean, I love blue crabs. I really do, but
good.
I don't want the traps to harm the wildlife already out there.
But
But don't take my blue crabs either.
I think, but little drawn butter. It's a blue crab.
Oh my gosh.
You can't beat that.
So good. All right, let's talk about our forecast now. It has been another hot day, but we got some relief this afternoon. This is the kind of day. Let's bring in meteorologist Jonathan Kagas. Jonathan, I love my job. I'm happy to be here at work, but when it's raining soft and gently like that, you just want to be at home with a blankie or something. But it
not sitting next to me.
Anywhere except next to him. It was great for a while, except for the people. If you saw any severe weather, not so great, but we just got a steady rain here at the office.
Yeah, and speaking of which, comic book stores, guys, or any kind of card store. That's where you get the Pokemon cards.
Oh, thank you for answering that. I didn't know. Okay, my guy behind the camera.
He's waving over here. Put me in, coach. I was like, I'll wait my turn.
Are you a Pokemon guy?
My turn. Back in the day, it's crazy to hear that they're coming back because back in the 90s, that was all the rage. Late 90s, that's when Pokemon exploded. The video games and then the trading card game was insane back in the late 90s, early 2000s. So that was my thing. I have the binder probably somewhere in my childhood home with all my cards in it.
So you still have the Pokemon cards? I bet yours are worth. Do you have an illustrator, a Pikachu illustrator?
I do not. No, I don't think I have any of the first edition ones, and that's out at my childhood home. I do not have them with me, so I'd have to have my parents go to the closets and try to find those things. But
he didn't say basement.
No, back in the day, the Charizard was where it was. That was the rarest card, the holographic Charizard.
The good old
anyway,
Charizard.
We're getting way off topic.
You think you know somebody.
I know. Now I don't think we can hang out anymore.
No. Hey, well, anyway, good transition. He was Charizard was a fire-based Pokemon, and it's going to feel like fire this weekend, guys. I mean, it was hot last week, okay? Last weekend.
Oh, yeah.
It might be a degree or two hotter than it was last weekend. Really starting Saturday into Sunday into Monday. We're fast-forwarding to the weekend. This is the heat risk graphic, and anytime you see the red and certainly the purple pop up, that's whenever you're starting to talk about major and extreme heat risk. That returns on Saturday and expands Sunday into Monday. We could make a legitimate run for triple-digit heat without the heat index at times. We're going to talk about that at length at 9:30. We still have some storms to track for tomorrow, so we're going to break all that down and then look at the tropics, guys. Sorry, I took a bunch of time talking about.
No, so you're telling me it'll be hotter in Jacksonville than it will be in Orlando?
It will, and I'm going to talk about why. But the short answer is, remember the big chunk of high pressure that I showed you? Hold on, I'm just going to
bring it back up.
Remind us.
Yeah.
If you have a second, this thing right here. Okay, so the core of this, watch it kind of slide, and it's going to be more over the southeast. So Georgia, North Florida, South Carolina, where it's right underneath that big blue H.
Yeah.
And I know that's kind of over there. I need to redraw it on this map. But look at that donut hole, like right over Atlanta towards the Carolinas. That they're going to be like 102, 103, 104 without the humidity factored in because they're sitting right under that thing in bacon. So Jacksonville is further underneath that.
Yeah,
so that's long story short. As I steal all your
that
time.
H could stand for hot instead of high pressure, but it should stand for hot because that's what it's doing.
All right,
Jonathan, we'll see you at 9:30. Thank you.
We appreciate it. Hey, we're gonna have more for you coming up. Ginger, what are we talking about?
Oh, you're talking. There was something. You know, it's supposed to be the happiest place on earth.
Oh, that's right.
Turns out sometimes it's not. We'll talk about it on the other side of the break.
I'm glad one of us remembered. You made it back to News 6 tonight, and I don't know if you've ever been to a Disney parade before, especially the nighttime parade.
Oh, yeah.
You have no patience left. All right, you've been dealing with the crowds all day. You've waited in line for 6 hours. The magic has completely worn off. You have $0 left to your name, and all you want is for your kids to watch this stupid parade so you can watch the fireworks and go home.
The opinion of Matt Austin does not reflect the opinion of News 6 tonight.
I'm just telling you, if you dragged a kid under 10 around a park all day, it can be, I'm setting the scene here. So
okay, got it.
A woman who's actually a local, she's from Kissimmee, she got arrested because she was accused of being too aggressive as they were waiting for the parade. There was a 17-year-old girl there and this woman, and apparently she thought the 17-year-old was encroaching on her kid's space where she didn't have a good view of the parade. Grabs her by the arm, the 17-year-old says, who apparently has a bruise, left a mark. Martha Zappa Echeverry got arrested. She's 51 for grabbing. And, I mean, the charges are pretty heavy. Child abuse?
I mean, what happened? I need to know more about this story, because did it start with an excuse me, or do you mind? Because if you're 17, you're probably going to be take up more space than her
You're not
little
really
kid.
thinking about
and you're just in your own world right there. So just tell the 17-year-old, like, hey, do you mind my kids trying to see the parade? Maybe it's the first time, even if it's not, just say it's the first time nighttime parade. I'd just like to have a good experience.
Could we squeeze in?
We're too polite.
You can be nice about it, but I'm telling you, at 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock, whatever, at
depending
Disney,
on when you got to the
after
park,
a long day and 90-degree, 1,000% humidity,
and spending hundreds of dollars already,
Right.
one to get into the park, and then you gotta, you have
People
to eat.
will be sitting on that curb waiting for the parade for hours. The Austins, what we do when the parade's going down, we get on a ride. All the other suckers are out there waiting for the parade. I could care less. And then we go grab us a ride that we would have had to wait another hour.
That's a smart approach. It's like people who say go to the theme parks when it's raining because people don't want to be there.
Grab a poncho. Heck
and just have a good old time.
No, that's the way to do it. Hey, this has been a great show, and we're going to get a look into Ginger's future in our next broadcast because there's a woman who had 96 cats taken away from her home.
Okay, for
Ginger,
the record,
I want you to.
have one cat, and it's a cat that you found and gave to me.
This is true.
You found it on the street.
This is a cautionary tale for you. I want you to watch coming up at 10 and 11 o'clock on News 6. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks for joining us, everybody.